Hi guys, welcome back. This week we are gonna start a short series made of 3 episodes where I'm gonna show you how to control our fantastic multi-effect Valeton GP-200 using external controllers. And in the 3 episodes, you will have a look on how to use an external MIDI pedalboard, how to use your smartphone to reach the same target, and how to use these MIDI commands to control scenes in our device. Right after the intro, we're gonna start with episode 1. Here we go. The first episode of this series is gonna involve the devices you can see on my screen on my desk. In simple words, what we are gonna try to do today is use this very inexpensive pedalboard that is the Mvave Chocolate provided by Mvave or Qvave as was named the company. It's difficult to know what is the right name to control our favorite MIDI effect pedalboard. You will see that to reach this apart, of course, the pedalboard, the main pedalboard is still turned off. I'm going to turn it on in a moment. You will need, of course, the pedalboard. This one is quite an interesting one. I have dedicated a lot of videos to this device because I think it's very funny. It's really cheap compared with the possibilities and is gonna help us in this. I know it could look strange that we may need 4 additional buttons while we already have 8 on our machine, but it is fun to experiment also this. Of course, this device is very powerful because it has different connections. It is battery powered. You see that I can turn it on and it is not connected to any power source. That is a good thing because you can use it on the go without particular needs. It can be connected, it can transmit MIDI commands through Bluetooth, so wirelessly, through USB. This USB-C port used for charging, but also it can transmit MIDI commands. So it is possible to use also this connection. And it is also possible to use this output that is marked pedal because it is supposed to be used to connect an external expression pedal. That is something I already did in some videos in the channel. So have a look at Guitar 5 if you are curious about this possibility. So this system can also allow you to connect an external expression pedal and transmit the signal also from that wirelessly from USB or so. But it is also possible to connect the pedal using a TRS cable that goes in our MIDI device. Of course, you may remember what are the ports that we have available on the Valeton. So let me try if the camera assists me. We have 2 MIDI ports available, a MIDI in, a MIDI out or through that are available. That are the standard 5-pin connectors, the most standard connections for MIDI control. So it is perfectly aligned with what we would expect from this kind of machine. The connections are one of the best functionalities available in this device, so we are not surprised about this. But of course, none of these connections are okay with the device. So today, what I'm gonna use is also this device. This one is provided by Mvave, the same manufacturer of the Chocolate pedalboard, and it is, you see, there are 2 pieces that are connected and they go together, they cannot be separated. One of them is marked like in and the other one is marked with out. So they are supposed to be connected, one to the out port of our pedalboard and one to the in port. I'm gonna show you better in a moment. This one is named Mvave MS1. It is battery powered. You need to turn it on. You see, you need to charge it through the USB-C port we have here. And when it is turned on, there is a light blue. I don't know if in the camera you can see that. You see that the blinking blue light. Okay, let's turn it off so we can save some battery. This one is used for these specific cases. Valeton doesn't have Bluetooth, so if we want to communicate wirelessly with this, we cannot do it unless we are using this one as a receiver. So this one is a Bluetooth transmitter and receiver that will be connected to the Valeton and that will communicate directly with the pedal board. Honestly, when you purchase this device, that is, by the way, normally provided also in bundle with the pedal board, you are provided also of this one. That is, you see USB on both sides. This one is what is named the part B. So this one is MS1 part A, and this one is MS1 part B. Just remember this one. We will use it in episode 2 to connect the system to our smartphone. Now, let me put it aside for the moment. But before showing you how to connect everything, turn everything on, and do our things, there are some questions we need to reply to, because the point is we have this fantastic pedal board. We understood that we can control it through some MIDI commands, but which are the commands we can use? Luckily, we don't need to figure it out with the try and repeat process, but it is possible to find it out very easily because it is written directly in the manual. By the way, we are a little out of standard, but let me show you the manual. I happen to have it already here on my desktop. Let me reduce a moment the size so that you can have a look at that. I have the manual version for firmware version 1.5.0. If you have version 1.4.0, for example, especially if you had troubles updating, because too bad I have received many feedbacks that tells that the new software version 1.5.0 is not working if you have a Mac with the Catalina OS, and that is really a pity because you may be stuck to 1.4.0. If you are facing this kind of issue with the Valeton, please make sure that you are sending a feedback to the manufacturer, because if they receive a lot of feedbacks in this direction, there are more odds that they will give it some love and maybe solve this difficulty we are facing. Anyway, just for a moment, let me hide the title so that we can have a look better. Look at the manual. If you are using version 1.4.0, the number of pages or the comments will be identical, so they didn't change in the past. So don't worry, what I'm gonna show you is valid also for your version. So just make sure that you are following me. Okay, look at the table of content. You see that there is a line that is MIDI control information list. In my case, it's on page 51. So let me click on it and I'm brought immediately to that page. How should this table be read? You see that it is composed by 3 columns. The first column shows you CC symbol, value range, and the description. CC, okay, the MIDI if you're familiar with MIDI commands, you may know that there are different different messages that can be sent. The most, if you have some parameters that are just on, off, or toggle, normally it is common to use program chain commands, the PC 0001 until 127, or from 0 to 127, 7 bits for info guys, for informatic guys. Instead, it is also possible to send other commands that are CC control change. These control change are different because they are not just an input to tell on, off, just to change status, but they bear also a value, a number that can be from 1 to 127 again. And why does they bear a number? They have an identifier, a number, so the control change number 7, for example, if we look at line 2 in this instruction manual, can bear a value, can provide a value. In the standards for control change, the value can be from 0 to 127. But it is always possible that device that receives the command only reads a limited area of that. That is the case in this line 2 that we are looking at. If I'm sending control change 7, the value can vary from 0 to 99. Why? Because if you look at the description, you can see that it is supposed to send a command that controls the patch volume. The patch volume can vary between 0 and 100%. So from 0 to 99, very simply. That's why the values are switching in this area. And I think it's kind of obvious. If I send to our Valeton device a control change number 7 bearing a value of 20, I'm expecting that the patch volume is set to 20%. Of course, this is what I'm expecting and what is written in the instruction manual. Of course, we will have a look at some examples for this if you are so kind to follow me in this adventure. Okay, so we will keep the instruction manual here available because, of course, as it shows the commands to use, I'm gonna show you close to the end of this video some examples of this kind of controls to be used. But of course, I'm not gonna show you every single possible combination, so you can tailor it or customize it as you prefer, looking at this and selecting what are the parameters you would like to control if you decide to use an external controller like we are doing in this moment. Okay, let me switch back to the view where you can see the devices. I'm also making appear on the left hand side my smartphone because now we need to perform some configurations. So let me show you in a moment what we are gonna do. The Mvave Chocolate is a very flexible device. It allows to send many different kinds of commands. It can simulate a keyboard, can send different parameters in MIDI, can send also other kind of signals. But of course, we will need for it to send the commands we want to our system, to our device. So first of all, we are gonna turn it on. This way it goes on. It must be connected to our smartphone. So sorry, give me a second. I am canceling some notifications. Okay, if we have a look at the Bluetooth connection, you should see that it has been already recognized as foot control HID. I'm not gonna showing you how to pair it. Please, if you need help in this, it's just a Bluetooth device that you need to connect. You look for it in your smartphone and then you find it. Please have a look on my previous videos if you need help in connecting it through Bluetooth, in pairing it, because it's faster to do that. I could tell you to watch other videos also for the basic configuration of the pedalboard, but today I would like to show you how to select a certain command. So when it is coupled, so when it is paired with my smartphone, I'm gonna open the official app that is available for the configuration of the system. By the way, that app is also available for your PC, not only for smartphone. But for PC, the version for PC is very old and it's not working as supposed. For example, on my Mac it's not working. Instead, with the smartphone, it seems that everything is working fine. You need to have it, you can have either an Android smartphone or an iPhone. It's the same, or an iPad, not a problem. You just need a device with Bluetooth because the connection is done like this, by this. And you can download the app for Apple devices. You can find it. It is named Cube Suite. You can read it on the screen. It is named Cube Suite, and you can find it on the Apple App Store. Instead, if you have an Android device, you need to download it from the official website of the manufacturer. So you're not gonna find it in the Google Store, but there is a link below the device. This QR code brings you directly to to the site. So if you are curious and if you need a link, I have other videos where I can link you, where I can show you step by step how to do it. So for the moment I'm skipping this part because I don't want the video to become very long, considering a lot of things that have been already shown in other topics. So give me just a second. I would like to stop some notifications because they are becoming a little annoying. Okay, here we are. Okay, now that's we have this one turn it on. We can open the Cube Suite app. You see this one. You see that the device appeared as foot control. There is a picture also that helps you identify it. I can touch it and raise it. You see that in the middle of the screen there are some, I can scroll, and there are some modalities, some ways that the pedal board can be configured. Program change A, for example, is sending PC program change commands with a specific. Also for program change B, program change C send instead control change commands. So it should start sounding familiar to you. But we need to select exactly which command. As I said, there is an issue that the Valeton is only some non-standard control. In MIDI, there are some control changes you see that are normally reserved for specific use. But in this case, it's not so easy to do. But this is not possible for everything, and there are some controls that are not common. So we need to select exactly what we want. The final result, what is going to happen, is that we are going to associate a MIDI command to this one of these, to any of these buttons, so that when we press the button, the command is sent to our device, and our device is doing what it is expected. So again, let's have a look at the modalities. You see there is a touch screen, keyboard simulation in two versions, keyboard A, keyboard B, multimedia keyboard, manufacturer control, custom control, video model. We are looking for advanced custom mode. As the name says, it is the most advanced configuration possible, where we can really fine-tune what we really like. And you see that the four foot switch are mentioned, foot switch A, B, C, and D. If I press foot switch A, that is this one, the first one, you see that there is a bar on top of the screen. If I press it, I can select modalities. The modalities are available are mode single step, so it means that the button is only working when I press it once, and that's all. Single step switch between two banks. In this case, I can select two different parameters, and every time I press the button, the system is switching back and forth between those two parameters. Then I can have also the mode press down release. This way there is one command sent when I press and one command sent when I release the button. There is the modality long step. In this case I can associate one command when I press quickly and another one when I press sorry, long step means that the message is sent only if I keep the button pressed for some time. And then there is the last modality that in my opinion is one of the most flexible that we can use, but it's not the only, we will use two of them. That is step short or step long. If I press shortly, I get one message. If I keep the button pressed for 1 second, I send another message. So we could make our choice. For button A and B, I would like to select this modality, step short or step long. Why? Because I would like to send two commands. With button A and B, I would like to change the preset. I would like to have short press A for the previous preset, short press B next preset, long press A previous bank, long press B next bank. You may say, well, interesting, but how can I obtain this? Of course, the first thing is that look at the screen of the smartphone. You see that we have bank A and bank B. That means that bank A is selected when I short press the button. Bank B is selected when I long press the button. So what I'm gonna do is associate to bank A the MIDI command that tells Valeton to move back one preset, and to bank B, long press, the MIDI command that tells Valeton to move one bank back. Are these commands available? Well, let's have a look at the manual. Here we are. By the way, you see that the screen on the smartphone is still there, so you can have a look at that. So let's scroll and see that about here at the middle of the page, I have control change 22 that tells bank minus, control change 23 that tells bank plus, 24 patch minus, and 25 patch plus. So considering the result we want, bank A, short press, previous preset, we want to do this to activate this line, patch minus. So control change 24. What value? Considering that this is a single command, so it's either true or false, I can select any value from 0 to 127. The output will be always the same. So what I'm gonna do is clear the configuration on bank A to add one configuration. I don't want PC, so follow the steps. Okay, sorry, let me guide you better. Bank A, it was cleared. Consider that it is completely empty. I press the plus on the top right hand side. This way I added one line, that means one command sent when I short press the button. Select the line, and then I can configure it. It tells you some information. Channel 1. In MIDI you can have 16 different channels. Valeton is receiving commands generally from channel 1, so channel 1 is fine for us. I can decide the type of command. PC, program change, CC, control change, not on, not off. We want CC because you may remember the control we need to send is CC24. So CC. In data 1, that is the number of the control change, we are gonna write 24. In data 2, that is the value associated to control change, as we said a moment ago, we can select anything between 0 and 127. Let's make it 100 just for the records. And then press save. Now you see that the bank A is sending control change 24 with value 100. Bank B, that is when I long press the button, is supposed to show to send a control for moving backward one bank. That in our case is the control change 22. There are two different commands for that. One is control change 22 bank minus initial mode, and one is control change 26 bank minus wait mode. So what is going to happen here? If you select initial mode, it means that immediately when you reach 1 second press, the bank is switched immediately. Instead, if you use wait mode, it's more similar to what you have as a basic configuration of the device. When you keep pressed the bank minus button, normally it shows you a menu before changing, and it is selecting only if you press again the button. It's up to you. I'm using the simple one, so 22. In this case, so for bank 22, again, let me clean it up. Let's press plus. This way is long press, bank minus. Let's go press whatever line. Select the line. Channel 1 is fine. Select CC. We said it's control change 22, so 22. And the value again can be any. So let's make it 100 again. That's all. Okay, so button A this way is moving backward one step if I press 1% if I press it slightly, backward one bank if I keep it pressed. Let's do this something similar for bank B. I know that I'm confident that now you are familiar with it. Short press, next preset, long press, next bank. Again, bank A, short press, let's clean it. let's add one line. The line must be on channel 1, control change. Next preset is 25, is control change 25, so select 25, again 100 as a value, save. On bank B, long press next bank, let's have the line, press 1, channel 1 is fine, control change. Bank plus initial mode is control change 23, so the value is 23. So the data 1, so the number of the control change is 23, and the value is 100. Save again. Now, what can we do with the other two buttons that we have available in our system? So I mean, we have 4 buttons. We configured button A for moving back 1 preset, forward 1 preset, keeping press back 1 bank, long press forward 1 bank. I would like to select to use these two ones for turning on and off the drum machine and the tuner. So what I'm gonna do is follow me for another moment. Okay. Let me again look at the control. If I select the foot switch B, this time I'm not selecting the modality step short or step long, but I would like to select a single step switch between two banks. Why? Because this way we can have a sort of toggle. In simple words, if I clean this up, I select bank A, that is the first bank. When you press the commands I will have in bank A and in bank B will be commuted between one and the other when they are pressed. So if I press if I select bank A, I press plus. Now I would like to send the command to start the drummer. The drum machine on off is this control 92, this control change 92, and you see that it tells in the description that if the value that we sent, this time the value has a meaning, this value that we sent is between 0 and 63, it turns it off. If it is between 64 and 127, it turns it on. So I would like that at the first press it is turned on. So channel 1, control change, this one time control change will be 92. And we want to send a message that turns on the drum machine. And to turn it on, we need to have, oh sorry, the drum machine, not 92, 93. I was looking at the wrong line because the 92 is for moving to go to the menu of the drum machine. We just want to play and stop. So the line below, 93. So for a correction. Now we want to send a message that makes it in play mode. You see that between 64 and 127 means play. So let's use 100, that is between that one. Let's save it. Then go to bank B, press plus. This time we want to turn it off when it is pressed the second time. So let's select channel 1, control change, again control change 93, but this time the value that we need to send is between 0 and 63. Let's make it 50, for example, and save it. Okay, now let's do something similar for foot switch D. This time we are gonna select something to turn on and off the tuner. Let's have a look. Okay, here we are. Tuner on off is the, I hope you can read it. Tuner on off is control change 58. And again, values between 64 and 127 means on, and from 0 to 63 means off. So you can see the parallel. Let me clear this. Bank A, let's select, sorry, it was not cleared. I always prefer to clear at the line, control change. Let's make it so control change must be 58, so that is tuner off. And with 100, we are between 64 and 127, it should turn on. Bank B, let's select control change, again, sorry, 58, yes. And this time the value must be between 0 and 63 to turn it off, so make it 50 again. Let's save. And with this, the pedal is configured. So let me return to the show of everything. Okay, I hope that you were able to follow me. This is the most delicate part, where you select carefully your commands and memorize them in this system. Now they have been already memorized. You don't need to press any other save or something. The Cube Suite app can be closed. I can go out from that, and you will need to do it only once. When you turn the device off and back on, it will keep the configuration you have done. So you will not need to. Okay, I made it. Okay, as you see that there are two MIDI ports. One is marked MIDI in, one is marked MIDI out or MIDI through. This one has out, it means with the arrow. It means that it goes into the MIDI out. So you just need to look at the pins to fit them in the right way, this way. Push it stronger. This one has the signal is MIDI in, and that's what we are gonna use for sure, because we are gonna send commands MIDI in, so we need to put this one in the other MIDI port and just press it there. That's all. Now I can turn this on and I can turn this on. They are gonna pair. You see they already did. So now they are connected, and we have, it's like having a cable that connects them together. So let me make some room so that you can see. Now that we are here with this everything connecting, everything ready, we can turn on our Valeton GP-200 in order to verify if what we are supposed to is working as expected. We already made our configurations, so what we are looking for, what we are expecting from the configuration we made is that, let me remind you for a moment, button A is moving back one preset if I pressed, and you can see its work. Look at this, we are in 31A, if I press it, it's 30D, and B is moving forward. A, 31A, B, C. You see that it is scrolling, it is changing. I hope you can see it. Okay, so it's it's working really fast. You see that the chain is changing. Also, we are expecting that A and B are moving back and forth one bank when I keep them pressed. Let's try. Yeah, 31C. Again, 30C. So it moved 4 separate presets altogether. The B should move forward. So from 30C we go to 31C. Again 32C, and again 33C. You see that it reacts after about a second. So if you keep it pressed for a moment, it moves forward, like you can do with the regular buttons we have on the Valeton. And now the most funny part should be what we can do with buttons C and D. For example, we should be able to activate the drum machine and the tuner. If we press D, you see that the system switched to the tuner. If I press it again, sorry, it's not working as expected. I made a mistake, so it's just entering the system and not going back. Maybe I didn't press it strong enough. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Perfect. Now it's working. Sorry, I didn't press it enough, and I was thinking that it was not correctly configured. In any case, let me show you again the example. Back one preset, forward one preset. You see that it is changing. Keep in press. forward one bank, back one bank. We are always on 34, 33D. With the C, I press once, and you see that the drum machine is on, and when I press it again, it's turning off. Look at that icon. With D, I can go to tuner and out from tuner, so I can have additional configuration. I know these are very basic configurations and doesn't add a lot to what we already have on the machine. So you may say, what is the meaning of having this kind of possibilities? Is not a big deal and doesn't take doesn't look something really helpful or interesting. But this is a starting point. I wanted to show you that the MIDI possibilities of the Valeton GP-200 are not fantastic. One thing that I would like to say is that you have seen the manual. The only commands that can receive are control change, even when we just need a command that is on off, like for the tuner or the drum machine. That is a suboptimal configuration, because, for example, if there was the possibility to send, I don't know, PC20 to toggle the tuner, you could use a single button, and you could use also the long press for another functionality. That is not possible here, for example. So there are some limitations, and it is some kind out of standard. Well, the most incredible thing would be if it was possible to decide on our own which MIDI commands it could receive or even send. But of course, that is we are probably asking too much for a multi-effect that already has a lot of functionalities and with such a low price. So I'm not expecting particular changes in the near future, also with new firmwares. So don't hold your breath. I'm not expecting great changes in this direction, also because this kind of need is not so I don't think it is required by many. But in episode, I would like to give you a brief overview on what is coming soon. In the next episode, I'm gonna show you something similar, but this time, instead of using this pedalboard, we will use our smartphone or tablet, if you prefer, and that is maybe more helpful because you can keep it on a desk and use it to control the pedalboard without keeping it on the floor or something like that. So in my opinion, could be interesting, but it is another possibility that I would like to open to you. And probably the most interesting episode will be episode 3, because I would like to show you the possibility that the Valeton provides for the management of scenes. What are scenes? Scenes generally are a step forward, a sort of variation in the presets that are normally faster in the switch. They doesn't have that break up for a moment when you switch between one or the other, and can configure some parameters. It is not possible to define a scene in every single detail, but it is possible to go close enough to what can be our needs using this method. So if you have the patience to follow me until the end of this series, I'm confident that you will find some of the tips I'm gonna show you interesting also for your use of this device, even if you are not going in a live context or something like that. In the meantime, of course, I'm renewing to you the invitation for next week. I'm suggesting you to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. This way you will be notified when the new video will be available. As usual, I will do my best to provide them 1 week after the other, so hopefully within this month you will see the full story, but I cannot guarantee, because for my job and other things I'm not always so faithful to my promises. Sorry for that. I hope you understand that I'm doing this in my very limited spare time, and it is something to have fun together and to show you some lateral thinking, some additional possibilities provided by our devices without purchasing maybe more expensive ones or so on. Okay, as I said, thank you again for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.